Powered by Ecotech.
My name is Frank O. I manage sales here. I do a little bit of the marketing as well. The VIX picks on the website, so I put up a lot of the corals. You'll see me running around a lot, just helping out customers, doing some customer service as well. Big part of the reason why I love working at Worldwide Corals is that we're really just a big family. You know, going out to the shows as well, you know, being able to travel, meet a lot of, you know, reefers and you know, hobbyists, of course. That is, you know, always exciting and being really fun to be around. So I'd like to talk to you about the tank I have at my desk. It's a 10-gallon water box. This tank was actually part of a contest that we ran, and it ran for a year. Now it's been running for 2.5 years or so now. And really all I have on here is the XR15, a narrow water pump here. And as far as corals go, I pretty much just gave it a mixture of different types, keeping it simple, keeping corals that are not too hard to keep. As you can see, I have a lot of softies, LPS. There are some SPS that technically are a little bit harder to keep, but I have some of the easier SPS to keep. And I think that's why, you know, being in this tank is just doing well, just because they're not as hard. There is a couple of acros in here. Now, I've only tried them just to see how well they would do, and luckily they did really well. So I just left them in there and they're starting to grow. Luckily, the tank is pretty stable now, and these corals are growing, especially the acros. Even though they're a little bit, you know, more finicky, the tank is really stable now, being that it's over 2.5 years old. So in this tank, we got a bunch of WWC stuff as well. We have our Jello Shot Acropora. There's our WWC Electric Daisy Stylosinellia. That's one of my favorites in there. It grows really well. The colors are really nice. If you look in here, there's a couple of insane scolies that I put in here. They're really bright. Who doesn't love, you know, scolies? There's also a bunch of Recordias at the bottom. I basically wanted a little garden of them, of a mixture of different colors. And so I just kind of clumped up a bunch of different ones together. It really looks good on the floor, super easy to keep. There are a bunch of lords in here that I kind of made a little cluster, a little garden out of. You get so many different colors from those types of corals. It's always nice to group them together. I have another little cluster up top as well. There's just so many different types of corals in here, which is really cool. Even the sponge in the back is just kind of neat. It's a plating purple sponge. When people come and check out my tank, the first thing that they get drawn into is the star polyps. But it's funny because I always tell them it's not star polyps, it's a tubipora, which is a type of pipe organ. Just a nice coral to have in the tank. They sway a lot, they have good color, and they're easy to grow. Another coral that people talk about that I have in my tank that they like is the green leather in the back. It's a type of toadstool. The polyps are literally like this long, and it's just cool to see them sway around. They have really good little feathers on the fingers there. You know, it's just starting to grow out now, and we wanted to do a video just showing how easy a 10-gallon can be. If you just put a little bit of time and effort, you know, it can look like this, and you don't really have to do a whole lot. So I have 2 fish. I picked them out because they're just easy to keep. You know, I didn't want anything that was going to be hard to keep or anything that was going to be too sensitive to the tank. I have a clownfish and a damsel. For the most part, they just eat pellet food, and I'll do a little bit of frozen food, you know, once or twice a week, just to supplement. But I just really try to keep it simple and just kind of feed them dry foods throughout the week. So I don't have an auto top off on this tank, and it's only because I'm here throughout the week and I can just pour, you know, a cup or 2 just to basically fill it up. I do feel like it actually helps with the tank, just, you know, being here and just looking at it. And I feel like most people do when they look at their tank. If there's something wrong, they can kind of tell. So as far as the lighting schedule I have on this tank, it's basically the schedule that we have on our website, but I did tweak it a little bit just because of the intensity and the size of the tank. I believe I'm running on about 30% intensity. So if you want more information about the light schedule I have on my tank, go to worldwidecorals.com, scroll down to the bottom where the links are, and you'll be able to find the links for the schedule. So I don't dose. People ask me why. For the most part, I just do decent sized water changes, what kind of helps alleviate some of the dosing. Now I probably could dose a little bit more just to kind of help out the growth, but I feel like with the size tank and what I'm doing and how easy I want to maintain it, I'm just trying to keep it simple, and the water changes really is all I need to do, luckily for now. Hopefully things will change, and then I may have to start dosing here soon. But for the most part, everything's doing really well. And like people say, if you want to keep things simple, you know, your water changes are really key to keeping a successful tank. Thanks for checking out my tank. We'll see you guys at the next one. Hopefully this video is informative for you guys.